Behavioral questions are another type of commonly asked question. They're based on the premise that past behavior predicts future performance. For example, if you were able to effectively deal with conflict in the past, the assumption is that you'll be able to effectively deal with these situations in the future. Examples include, tell me about a time when you disagreed with a physician in the course of treatment, or tell me about a complex clinical problem you worked on. It's helpful to understand the motivation behind the behavioral interview question. For example, if you were asked to talk about a mistake you made, the employer wants to determine if you're self-aware and if you're able to take responsibility for your actions and learn from them. Or they could ask about dealing with a challenging patient because they want to see how well you communicate and manage conflict. There's a formula for answering behavioral questions, and it's called BAR. B stands for providing a brief background of the situation. A stands for action. What action did you take and why did you do it? You want to walk them through the steps of what you specifically did so they can see how you would handle a similar situation if you worked for them. R stands for results. Tell them the positive outcome that resulted from your action. Ideally, you'll provide an example with a positive outcome, but even if there wasn't one, you can tell them what you learned from the experience. So here's an example of using BAR when answering this question. Tell me about a challenging patient you worked with. So take a moment to read the response on the screen. As you can see, this person begins with their approach to how they generally handle working with challenging patients. We recommend front-loading your response with your general approach. It's in part because the first 30 seconds of your response, or any response for that matter, is the most important. This is when you have their attention. You may lose their attention at some point in your response, but it's unlikely to be at the beginning of it. In talking to nursing employers, one of the most common mistakes that they tell us is when applicants spend too much time on the background and not enough time discussing their actions and the result. And the employer is interested in what the applicant did rather than hearing a long description about the situation. If you'd like to practice answering these types of questions, you can use OCPD's online mock interview service, Standout. An email invitation was sent out to all students last July. You'll need that email to log into the system. If you don't have the email anymore, just email ocpd@ucsf.edu and ask them to resend you the Standout invitation link. Then you can practice interviewing on demand when it works for you.